They're human beings and their lives matter. Our lawmakers have failed to create and support solutions that uplift the dignity and humanity of incarcerated people. Incarcerated people are the only people in this country that when a judge sentences you, he sentences you to the custody and care of the state, meaning your housing, your health care, your nutritional needs, clothing, all of that is to be met by the state. When the state fails to do that, they are failing to abide by what has been laid out as their role to do to protect that person. Any facility in this country that houses people congregate living together or even working has to have some type of emergency plans in case of an emergency. Correctional facilities and jails are the only ones that do not have to have that plan. There is no plan to activate when those who are incarcerated lives are threatened. So when you look at the authority of a Department of Corrections, they are simply a facility or localities across this country to hold people for a determinate amount of time that has been determined by the court. They cannot release them early unless it's around good time credit and actual eligibilities that the state has already approved in their standard operating procedures. But outside of that, they can't. So what we're asking for in our Just Us campaign is if legislation is written that if there is an emergency that actually jeopardizes individuals' lives who are incarcerated, that the Department of Corrections, without judiciary or legislatively, can actually activate a plan to start evaluating who's vulnerable to this, who's closest to being released anyway, so that we can start controlling it inside our facilities. I think when you start talking about releasing people, I think you're saying open the door and rush everyone out. No, we're saying individuals who are susceptible to this virus, who actually may have respiratory diseases, who may be elderly, who may have completed a determinate amount of their sentence, or even those who are going to be released in the next 180 days anyway. We should be taking a look at how do we protect those individuals. So it's not opening the door and letting everyone out. It is actually evaluating who are we incarcerating, how are we incarcerating, but more importantly, how are we protecting those who are incarcerated? We have to address every stop on the criminal justice pipeline from police to incarceration, including judges, how they're sentencing people, because even if you decarcerate at the Department of Corrections, if judges are still sentencing people, you're just refilling the pipeline that you're trying to address. If we truly believe in a system of rehabilitation or corrections, people should have that opportunity to actually prove themselves as being rehabilitated or corrected. They should not be dying because the department has failed to preserve and protect their lives while incarcerated.